Hello everyone, it's HD Quality back with another video. I hope everyone's doing well. Today we're flying from Kalibo International Airport to Ninoy Aquino International Airport in Manila. For today we're flying on the Airbus A320neo for AirAsia Philippines. First thing we should do is go into the cockpit and start everything up. Landing gear levers down, both engine masters are off, engine mode selector is at mode norm, flaps retracted, spoilers on arm, parking brake is set. Everything looks good, wipers off. Both batteries are above 25.5 volts, so we're gonna turn both of the battery masters on. External power is available, turn it on. Strobe light auto, seatbelt signs on, no smoking auto, emergency exit lights arm. Adjust brightness on all displays, primary flight display, navigation display, upper ECAM, lower ECAM, MCDU, turn on the EFB, flypad, import the SIM brief data going from RPVK, Kalibo International to Ninoy Aquino International in Manila. Today's cost index on the flight is 5.9, cruising altitude flight level 240, 24,000 feet. 24,000 feet, vertical speed will be managed by the autopilot once we engage that. Turn all of the inertial reference systems to nav. Let's go over here to the APU and let's do fire test. Looks good to me. We can go ahead and turn on the APU by clicking the master switch and then starting it. As we can see on the lower ECAM display that the APU is now starting up, and once the APU generator becomes available, we will turn off the external power and power will switch to the APU gen. Open the front door, get the jet bridge going, but actually I think it's the air stairs. Let's get the air stairs coming to us. Cargo door and baggage truck. Go to the boarding and then OFP request and start the boarding. As we load the passengers and the cargo into the aircraft, let's go ahead and go to the initialization and initialization request. Next thing we want to do is go into the flight plan and do our departure and arrival data. So RPVK, Kalibo, departure. We'll be taking off at, we're going to take the minor 2R departure. Oops, I think I just saw it, minor 2R. And for our arrival in Manila, we'll go for an ILS runway 6 approach, LIAYA7R. 7R. So if we look at the flight plan now, we just need to show clear and then clear our flight plan discontinuities. Another one. So now if we try to zoom out on the flight plan and see what it looks like, looks something like this. Take off from runway 23, then go to point minor, LIAYA, and then we're going to take a route into runway 6. Let's also go over here and set the altimeter to local pressure 1007. And plan fuel for today is block fuel 8204, 8,204 pounds. So let's go ahead and try to load in enough fuel. We have 8,400 on base. Let's set that to 10,000 so that we have some extra reserve fuel. Perfect. And let's go ahead and check the progress on our boarding. Boarding is finished. So now what we can do is go over here, call off the jet bridge and the baggage truck. Go back to the initialization data over here, ZFW and fuel planning, and let's go ahead and set our takeoff data. So flaps will be at 1, trim will be at up 1.8. Flex to temperature, let's assume that it's going to be 30 degrees Celsius outside, and we'll do the autofill. V1 is at 130 knots, VR 131, and V2 is 135. Transition altitude is at 11,000 feet. Once we reach 11,000 feet, we'll be changing the altimeter to standard. Let's go ahead and turn all of the fuel pumps on. All the doors are confirmed closed. Let's go ahead and request the pushback. Just make sure that we've turned the external power off.
Parking brake set, lifting the aircraft.
Aircraft is now being lifted.
We are cleared for start and push.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Parking brake is released.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
Okay, engine 2 fire test. Engine 1 fire test. Both are good. APU bleed on. Beacon lights on and wing lights on. Next, let's go ahead and change the engine mode selector to ignition start, and engine 2 master goes on.
Dear guests, we are beginning the cabin lights. If you're wanting the reading, we switch on the reading lights above. Thank you.
Check that it's stabilized, and engine 1 master goes on. Parking brake set.
Parking brake set.
Parking brake set, lowering aircraft.
Aircraft lowered.
Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
Engine's not yet stabilized though. Auto brake goes to max, chronometer on. Flaps to takeoff position, which is 1. Spoilers armed. Nose lights to taxi. Engine mode selector back to normal. Go to the overhead panel. Turn off the APU with the master switch and also turn off the APU bleed. Parking brake released. Predictive wind shear to auto. TCAS to auto. And TARA. Parking brake set. Check the cabin. Forward. Aft. Takeoff config test. Looks normal. Status normal. Landing lights on. Nose light to takeoff. And spool up engines. V1, rotate. Positive rate of climb, gear up. Lever down to climb. Nope. Climb. Follow the flight director. Autopilot 1 engaged. S speed flaps up. Okay, spoilers on disarm. Zoom out a little bit. Next point is Gomer. 10,000 feet. Landing lights off. Nose lights off. Double check that spoilers are disarmed and flaps are retracted. Landing gears raised. Now we're trying to raise our speed to 290 knots. 11,000 feet. Transition altitude full standard. Now we're getting pretty close to the point of Gomer. And next point is Minor. About to reach the point of Minor in 6 nautical miles. Turning back straight onto course. Is there any airports nearby? Should start descent about 60 nautical miles before target of Gondo. We're also about to reach our cruising altitude of flight level 240, so let's just watch out for that. Okay, we practically reached it, so let's go ahead and turn the seatbelt signs off.
Yaring manatili sa inyong mga nakatalagang upuan. Muli, iniisip namin na panatilihin ang mataas na kalidad ng personal hygiene. Panatilihin nakasuot ang inyong face mask at ugaliing maghugas o mag-sanitize ng kamay. Kung kayo ay nakararanas sa mga sintomas tulad ng lagnat, pagbubo at hirap sa patinga.
So now it wants us to enter the destination data. Wind is 300 degrees at 6 knots. Temperature, local temperature in Manila is 34 degrees Celsius. And landing configuration, full flaps, next phase go around, all good. We're about 31 nautical miles away from LIAYA, so I'm just gonna manually set the speed down to 240 knots and engage selected speed. Oops, wrong one. Engage to 240 knots so we can slow down and begin descent. While slowing down, let me go ahead and turn the seatbelt signs on.
Please return to your seat. Put your seat in an upright position. Fasten your seatbelt. Secure your tray table to its original position and keep your window shades open. At this time, please switch off all electronic devices. Please be informed that the lavatory may no longer be used at this time. This is an important safety announcement, except in case of water landing.
So now set it to the manual selection. Local will be 1006. Going below 10,000 feet, landing lights on. Now holding 9,000 feet. And speed should be going back down. Okay, 6,000 feet, engage. And we're already in the approach pattern, seems. But we have to make sure that by Gondo we should still be above 5,000 feet. And by CF, whatever that point is, CF 06, should be above 2,500. Let's get down to 5,000 and decrease vertical speed, or however you want to say that. Wow, this is very scenic. Next altitude to be at is 5,000 feet. I'm gonna go ahead and put my first notch of flaps down. Soon to take a ride on Zale. and then soon to take a right on Estelle. I'm gonna lower speed to 190 knots as we approach the point of Gondo, 0.9 miles. Because we're supposed to maintain above 5,000 feet at this point and be below 210 knots. Or maybe exactly 210, but I'm going a little slower so that we can have some headroom for descending to 2,500 feet. Let's set this to 100 feet increments. It's been 45 minutes into the flight so far. About to reach the point of Gondo, 1.5 nautical miles. As you can now see, I'll now let it manage the speed for me. Now going down to 132 knots. Runway is in sight. 25, LS on. We're below the glide slope, so we're good. Ground spoilers armed. Turn constraints off. The city is over there, as you can see. For some reason there's a little bit of an offset for ILS on runway 6, but I think the vertical one is still alright. Autopilot disengage. 140. Next notch flaps. Not full yet, are we? I'm about to catch the glide slope though.
$2,500.
A little bit upwards. Landing gear goes down. Call forward aft. Runway turn off on. Downwards. 135. A little bit more down. Catch glide slope. Small corrections only. Oops. down. 1 red, 3 white. 2 red, 2 white. Follow purple diamond.
$500.
Up, up, up. Too low, okay. Down.
400. 300.
Up.
200.
Up, 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 up. 2 red, 2 white. Runway 6 is confirmed.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 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 Retard.
Reversers. Thrust back to normal. I'm not so sure if that was a good landing, but we'll see it on the replay. Let's go ahead and vacate the runway and try to taxi to the gate. Brake fan goes on. Spoilers and flaps. Now let's go ahead and taxi to the gate. Release parking brake. Let's go for the Terminal 3, I think it's called. This terminal over here, Terminal 2, I think is for Philippine Airlines. This terminal over here, Terminal 3, I believe, is for AirAsia and Cebu Pacific. So we're going over here. Yeah, the brakes are still hot, so let's go to the wheel page, and you can see the temperatures. We do have the brake fan on though. Okay, we're gonna go over to this area back here really quickly.
Dear guests, we have landed at Ninoy Aquino International Airport. The time now is 6 minutes past the hour. 6 minutes past the hour 4 in the afternoon. For your safety, please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until the seatbelt sign is switched off. Do take care when opening the overhead compartments. Before leaving the aircraft, please check that you have all your hand luggage with you. It was a pleasure having you on board and we hope to see you again soon. If you need assistance on arrival, please contact our ground staff.
Pretty interesting though. We're gonna park in this first gate over here for gate 6.
Lisa, Michelle, Shena, and myself, Andre. Thank you for choosing AirAsia. Thank you for your continued support throughout our 10 years of travel and innovation. For passengers traveling with infants and were given infant life vest, please kindly turn network cabin to upon deplaning. Thank you.
I'm not sure if this is a good parking spot, but we'll park it here. Go ahead up here, turn on the APU and start it. Tires still cooling down. APU still starting up. APU gen is up and ongoing. Engine master is both off. Seatbelt signs off.
Yeah, between these are holders and cross check.
Anyways guys, that's it for today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and please tell me where you'd like me to go next. That was Kalibo to Manila on AirAsia in the Airbus A320neo, and always stay safe.